When most people think about almonds, they think of them as just a snack, something you grab out of a trail mix or add to a dessert. But the truth is, almonds are far more powerful than most people realize, especially when it comes to muscle growth after 60. This is not just about getting protein, it's about getting the right combination of nutrients that help your muscles not only grow but also recover, regenerate, and protect themselves against the natural aging process. And that's why almonds deserve a special place in your daily diet if you're serious about maintaining strength. Now, let me give you a hook here. Imagine you've just worked out. Your muscles are sore, they're damaged on a microscopic level, and they're crying out for recovery. If you're 25 years old, your body can bounce back relatively quickly. But at 60, your recovery is slower, your protein absorption is weaker, and inflammation is higher. This is where almonds step in like a repair crew. They don't just provide fuel, they bring in the exact raw materials your muscles need to repair and rebuild. One of the most important nutrients almonds give you is magnesium. Magnesium is not talked about nearly enough, yet it's absolutely critical for muscle contraction and relaxation. Without enough magnesium, your muscles can spasm, cramp, or simply fail to recover properly after exercise. Think of magnesium as the off switch that lets your muscles fully relax after a contraction. If that switch is broken, you're going to feel stiff, sore, and drained. And the scary truth is that most people over 60 are magnesium deficient, largely because of soil depletion and processed food diets. Almonds fill that gap naturally, delivering a bioavailable form of magnesium that directly supports muscle performance and recovery. But that's not all. Almonds are also rich in vitamin E, which is a powerful antioxidant. Now, why does this matter for muscle growth? Every time you exercise, you create oxidative stress. This is essentially free radical damage that tears at your muscle fibers, slowing down recovery and sometimes even leading to chronic soreness or injuries. The vitamin E works like a shield. It reduces that oxidative damage, protecting your muscles so they can repair faster and more efficiently. Without that antioxidant support, your muscles are constantly battling damage, which means slower progress and higher risk of losing muscle mass over time. Now let's talk about protein. Almonds are not as protein-dense as eggs or meat, but here's where people misunderstand. It's not just about the raw amount of protein, it's about how your body handles it. Almonds provide a plant-based protein source that is rich in certain amino acids, but more importantly, they stabilize your blood sugar. And why is blood sugar important for muscle? Because if your blood sugar spikes and crashes, your body produces more insulin, and over time, that creates insulin resistance. When you're insulin resistant, your muscles don't receive nutrients efficiently. That means less amino acids getting into the muscle cell, less glucose entering for energy, and more fat storage instead of muscle growth. Almonds, with their fiber and healthy fats, slow down digestion and keep your blood sugar stable. This gives your muscles a steady stream of nutrients instead of a roller coaster ride of energy highs and lows. Here's another powerful benefit. Almonds are packed with monounsaturated fats. These healthy fats are not just good for your heart, they also support hormone production. And let me be clear, without proper hormones, you cannot build muscle after 60. Testosterone, growth hormone, DHEA, all of these decline with age. The healthy fats in almonds provide the raw building blocks your body uses to maintain hormone balance, and that translates directly into better muscle retention and growth. Now, here's the real hook. If you were to eat just a handful of almonds every day, say 15 to 20 almonds, you'd be giving your body not just protein, but magnesium, vitamin E, healthy fats, and fiber. This combination is far more comprehensive for muscle growth than simply eating another egg. Eggs are great, but they don't stabilize your blood sugar. They don't give you significant antioxidants. They don't supply magnesium. And that's the hidden advantage almonds have that most people overlook. So the next time you think of almonds as just a snack, think again. They are a muscle-preserving, hormone-supporting antioxidant powerhouse, especially valuable for anyone over 60 who wants to not only maintain their strength, but actually rebuild it. A small daily habit with almonds could make the difference between slow muscle loss and vibrant muscle health well into your later years. Nutbay 2A. Walnuts says, walnuts are incredibly rich in omega-3 fatty acids. These help lower inflammation, which is a huge problem as you get older. Inflammation destroys muscle tissue, and omega-3s actually improve muscle protein synthesis. That means walnuts don't just give you nutrients, they help your body use protein more efficiently. Nut Feituan, walnuts are one of those foods that most people think of as just another crunchy nut to toss into a salad. But the truth is, they are one of the most powerful muscle protecting foods you can eat, especially after the age of 60. Here's a hook for you. Imagine having a natural, whole food that not only feeds your muscles, but also reduces the silent fire that's eating away at them every single day. That's what walnuts do. They're not just fuel, they're medicine for your muscles, your joints, and even your brain. Now let's talk about the biggest reason walnuts stand out, omega-3 fatty acids. Most people associate omega-3s with fish oil, and yes, fish is an excellent source, but walnuts give you a plant-based form of omega-3 known as alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA. And this matters because ALA is anti-inflammatory. Inflammation is one of the biggest enemies of muscle health after 60. If you are inflamed, your muscles are constantly breaking down. Chronic inflammation interferes with recovery. It blocks the signals that tell your body to grow muscle, and it creates pain that discourages you from exercising in the first place. Walnuts directly lower inflammation, giving your muscles a fighting chance to repair themselves. Now here's the interesting part. Building muscle is not just about how much protein you eat, but how efficiently your body uses that protein. This process is called muscle protein synthesis. Omega-3 fatty acids in walnuts actually improve this process. They help the amino acids you eat from other foods, whether that's eggs, meat, or even plant proteins, be used more effectively by your muscles. In other words, walnuts are like a multiplier. You might not think of them as a high-protein food, but they make the protein you do eat work harder and go further in your body. That's why they can be more effective for muscle building than people realize. Another benefit of walnuts that often goes unnoticed is how they support circulation. A better blood flow means your muscles are getting more oxygen and more nutrients, which is absolutely essential after a workout. Poor circulation is common as you age, and it slows everything down, healing energy and even strength gains. Walnuts contain compounds like arginine that help produce nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes your blood vessels and improves blood flow. So, think of walnuts as not just feeding your muscles, but also opening up the highways that deliver nutrients right where they need to go. Here's another hook to think about. What if one small dietary change could protect your brain, your heart, and your muscles all at the same time? That's the power of walnuts. The omega-3s in walnuts don't just fight inflammation in your muscles, they also protect the neurons in your brain and the arteries in your heart. And the reality is, when your brain and your cardiovascular system are working well, your muscles perform better too. It's all connected. People often try to separate these systems, but your body doesn't work in isolation. When you eat walnuts, you're upgrading the entire system. Now, walnuts are also rich in polyphenols, which are plant compounds with powerful antioxidant properties. This matters because after exercise, especially resistance training, you experience oxidative stress. Your muscle fibers are literally torn down and need to rebuild, but oxidative stress can damage the proteins and delay recovery. Walnuts provide antioxidants that neutralize this stress, allowing your muscles to repair more efficiently. It's like having construction workers on site with protective gear, ensuring that the building process isn't slowed down by unnecessary damage. Another overlooked factor is satiety and weight management. Many people over 60 struggle with keeping their weight in a healthy range, and excess body fat creates even more inflammation. Walnuts, thanks to their combination of omega-3s, protein, and fiber, help keep you full and reduce cravings. This indirectly supports muscle growth because when your weight is under control, your hormones function better, your insulin sensitivity improves, and your body can prioritize building muscle rather than storing fat. Now let me leave you with a powerful image. Imagine two men, both 65 years old. One eats a standard diet heavy in refined carbs, little healthy fat, and he's constantly inflamed, tired, and losing muscle each year. The other makes a simple shift. He adds a small handful of walnuts to his daily diet. Over time, his inflammation goes down, his recovery improves, his muscles actually respond to exercise, and he feels sharper and stronger. That difference comes down to daily choices, and walnuts are one of those choices that can completely change the trajectory of your health after 60. Nut-free pistachios are one of the most underrated foods when it comes to supporting muscle growth, especially after the age of 60. People often overlook them, thinking of pistachios as nothing more than a light snack at parties or a topping for desserts. But here's the hook, these little green nuts contain one of the most powerful switches for muscle building, and most people have no idea. They don't just give you energy, they actually tell your body, on a cellular level, to grow and repair muscle. If you're over 60 and struggling to maintain your strength, pistachios might just be the missing link in your diet. The secret lies in an amino acid called leucine. Leucine is the most critical of all the essential amino acids for muscle protein synthesis. Think of leucine as the ignition key in your car. Without turning the key, the car isn't going anywhere, no matter how much fuel you put in. The same applies to your muscles. Without leucine, your body won't switch on the process of building muscle, no matter how much protein you consume. Pistachios are one of the richest plant-based sources of leucine, and that makes them incredibly valuable for older adults who need to overcome the natural decline in muscle building efficiency that comes with age. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. As we age, the anabolic resistance in our muscles increases. That means your muscles don't respond to protein the same way they did in your 20s or 30s. You could eat the same meal, and your body would simply use less of it to actually build muscle. Pistachios help counter this resistance by delivering a concentrated source of leucine, pushing your muscles to respond more effectively. It's like turning up the volume on your muscle building signals so your body finally hears the message loud and clear: grow, repair, and get stronger. But pistachios don't stop at leucine. They're also packed with antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin. These are compounds more commonly associated with eye health. but they play a role in reducing oxidative stress throughout the body. Why is that important? Because exercise, especially strength training, creates microscopic damage in your muscle fibers. That damage is necessary. It's what triggers growth. But if the oxidative stress is too high, it slows recovery and leads to muscle soreness that lingers. Pistachios bring in antioxidants that balance this process, allowing you to recover faster and come back stronger without being sidelined by fatigue or pain. Another factor that makes pistachios so powerful for people over 60 is their effect on circulation. They contain compounds that help improve endothelial function, the health of the lining of your blood vessels. Better endothelial function means better nitric oxide production, which leads to more flexible blood vessels and improved circulation. This is critical because your muscles depend on steady blood flow to receive oxygen and nutrients. Think of it like this. If your highways are clogged with traffic, supplies can't reach their destination. Pistachios clear up those highways, making sure your muscles are fed efficiently. And here's another hook. What if a nut could help not only your muscles, but also your blood sugar, your weight, and even your heart health at the same time? That's exactly what pistachios do. They are low on the glycemic index and rich in fiber, which means they help stabilize blood sugar levels. For older adults, keeping blood sugar stable is essential because high blood sugar leads to insulin resistance, and insulin resistance makes it almost impossible to build muscle. Pistachios support insulin sensitivity, allowing your muscles to absorb glucose and amino acids more efficiently, which directly translates into better energy and growth. Now, let's not forget about the healthy fats in pistachios. They contain a perfect mix of monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats that support hormone production. Hormones like testosterone, growth hormone, and IGF-1 are all critical for maintaining and building muscle, but they naturally decline with age. Without the right dietary fats, your body doesn't have the raw material it needs to make these hormones. Pistachios quietly supply those fats, supporting your hormonal environment so your body is primed for muscle retention and strength. Here's a simple image to drive this home. Imagine you're in your 60s or 70s trying to lift weights, trying to stay active, but your body just doesn't respond like it used to. You feel like you're working harder and harder, but seeing less progress. Then now imagine adding a small handful of pistachios to your daily diet. Over time, your recovery improves, your strength stabilizes, and your muscles actually start to respond again. That's the power of giving your body the right signals, and pistachios send one of the clearest signals possible. Pistachios may look small, but the impact they can have on your strength and recovery after 60 is enormous. They're not just a snack, they're a muscle-building tool disguised in a shell. They're waiting to unlock your potential for strength, vitality, and energy at any age. Nut Phi-4 Brazil nuts are one of those foods that almost feel too small to make a big difference, yet they carry one of the most powerful secrets for muscle growth and overall vitality after 60. Here's the hook. Imagine eating just 1 or 2 nuts a day and triggering hormonal changes in your body that directly impact your strength, energy, and recovery. It almost sounds unbelievable, but that's exactly what Brazil nuts can do. They are not just another nut, they are nature's richest source of selenium, and selenium is the quiet hero of muscle health that most people have never paid attention to. Selenium is a trace mineral, which means you only need a very small amount of it, but that tiny amount has enormous influence over your body. One of selenium's most important roles is supporting your thyroid gland, and your thyroid controls metabolism, energy levels, and protein synthesis. As you age, thyroid function often declines without people realizing it. You might feel sluggish, gain weight easily, or struggle to build muscle no matter how much you exercise. That's not just age, it's often suboptimal thyroid activity. Brazil nuts provide a powerful boost of selenium that ensures your thyroid has the raw material it needs to produce hormones efficiently. When your thyroid is healthy, your metabolism speeds up, your energy stabilizes, and your body is in a much better state to build and maintain muscle. But thyroid health is only part of the story. Selenium also has a direct role in testosterone production. Testosterone is the single most important hormone for muscle growth in both men and women. After 60, testosterone levels naturally decline, and this decline is one of the main reasons muscle mass decreases. By supporting the enzymes that regulate testosterone production, selenium indirectly helps you preserve the hormonal environment that allows muscle to grow. And here's the hook. While most people look for complicated supplements or treatments to increase testosterone, something as simple as 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day could support it naturally, without side effects. Another remarkable benefit of Brazil nuts is their antioxidant power. Selenium is a crucial component of glutathione peroxidase, one of the body's most powerful antioxidant systems. This is like your internal defense shield against oxidative stress, which is the damage caused by free radicals. Every workout you do creates oxidative stress, and every year of aging increases the amount of oxidative stress your body has to deal with. If that stress overwhelms your system, your muscles break down faster than they can repair. By eating Brazil nuts, you're essentially fortifying your antioxidant shield, allowing your muscles to recover more efficiently, but with less inflammation and less soreness. That means faster progress, more strength, and more energy to keep training consistently. Brazil nuts also contain healthy fats, particularly monounsaturated fats, which support overall hormonal health. Without enough healthy fats in the diet, your body struggles to produce not only testosterone, but also other hormones like growth hormone and DHEA, both of which are critical for muscle maintenance after 60. These fats also help stabilize blood sugar. And as I've mentioned before, blood sugar stability is key for preventing insulin resistance. When your insulin sensitivity is high, your muscles can absorb glucose and amino acids more effectively, giving them the raw materials they need to grow. Now here's something fascinating. Brazil nuts are also rich in L-arginine, an amino acid that plays a role in nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide relaxes blood vessels, improving circulation and ensuring your muscles receive oxygen and nutrients efficiently. That means better endurance during exercise and faster recovery afterward. Combine that with selenium's hormonal benefits, and you have a nut that not only helps you build muscle, but also keeps your entire body in an anabolic, growth-promoting state. Picture this: two people, both over 60, both trying to stay active. One ignores these powerful foods and continues to struggle with fatigue, slow recovery, and gradual muscle loss. The other adds just 2 Brazil nuts to their daily routine. Over time, their thyroid runs more efficiently, their hormones stabilize, their recovery improves, and they feel stronger and more alive. That difference is not luck. It's simply giving the body the missing nutrients it desperately needs. Brazil nuts prove that muscle health after 60 isn't just about protein shakes or endless exercise. Sometimes it's about finding the key nutrients that unlock your body's natural ability to repair and grow. Just a couple of these nutrient-dense nuts can shift your hormonal balance, protect your muscles from oxidative damage, and keep you strong, energetic, and capable well into your later years.